meeting to order, and why don't we just let Mr. Nichols tell us what he sent in the email, what his intentions are, and the time that it's going to take. I believe that the email said 2 weeks. Would you rehash that with us, what the plan is forward?
Tom, you may have to
Dr. Cole, the
repeat.
microphone is down there where Tom's at. I don't think that's going to hear you.
You may want to sit right down at the end of the table, Doc, so they can hear you off that computer. He's got to hear you over the computer.
All right, let's try that.
Can you hear me now?
Mr. Nichol, can you hear Dr. Cullum now?
I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, I'm Chairman of the Insurance Committee. I'd like to get you just to reiterate what you put in an email to Kelly, the plan going forward and the time that it will take to get it finished out.
Mr. Nichol, did you hear him?
I did not.
I'm sorry.
All right, he's asking you to please give an overview of what the email you sent to Kelly was, the process going forward. Did I
Okay.
characterize that right, Doc?
Okay, so the colored spreadsheet I sent her after last meeting had either no color or it had yellow or green or blue. The no color were the claims that were being sent to TPA for processing and paying at the payable amount. It's a different, more involved process when it's a settlement or a number other than the payable, because they have to customize what they're doing, and it's like more involved. So all the claims that are not color coded are in the process of being paid, and she said that would be completed. It's in process, not paid. I'm sorry, process for submission to the other department, accounting department, that then cuts the checks. She said that would be done by Friday. That's in process, and then the accounting department told me, like normally it's a day because of the volume of the claims, maybe a couple days. So basically all this, everything that's not color coded should be paid by early next week. And then the blue ones are just colored blue because those are the ones that Kelly, we went through a list she had of all the employees that reported making payments or partial payments. And so those were coded blue for me and Kelly to work through to make sure you don't get overpaid or double paid. There's not that many. I just have to basically, I think, communicate with those providers and confirm the amounts that were paid and then pay the balance. I will be doing that either starting late this week or next week. I would prefer to have all the other paid claims cleaned out, because now I have a much more, I think, manageable list to work off of. But I will get to that when I can. It'll be within the next by next week for sure. There are not that many of those blue. The green claims are colored green because either the provider has said they would accept an amount, and I'm just waiting for the settlement, and I'm just waiting for the signed off that has the signature that by the provider where they're agreeing they're not going to balance bill patient. And or some of the green ones are where Kathy O'Leary, who's working this with me, has indicated something in the system that she has access to shows it was the amount that's showing as payable is not correct. And she's explaining to the providers why. So those are all like the round two will get paid when we get the sign off, or she confirms the correct amount. And then did I cover all the colors? Oh, the yellow are the ones that have been settled and paid. And I think there were 3 or 4 lists of those with the amounts that I had not gotten to Kelly, which I sent I think 2 of the 4 to her yesterday. And then I need to get the other 2 from Kathy to send her so she can, whatever Kelly's doing with her internal spreadsheet, to keep a record of all this. So, so I think, I mean, this is like very close to being resolved. And I think the good news is the funds, since we started having these meetings, there's been additional settlements, which have created a situation where the funds that I have to work with are, I believe, enough. And the agreement that was signed by Mississippi has an additional amount being paid, which I don't believe will be necessary. And if a part of that money can be used to like the offset on what the county's already paid employees, then I believe that where we are and what's going to happen in the next few days with a couple more sign-offs is going to mean that the county would be done needing to fund anything. And then there's one loose end with, I'm not sure what the problem is with Equipoint. They've still not sent the revised settlement agreement. I don't know if their hang up is the removal of the confidentiality or what the problem is, but I still don't have the signed agreement from Equipoint. I did get their money that's in the trust account. So I need to, I guess, either get that or figure out what the problem is. And I don't want to have to recirculate the agreement. I hope if they don't have any changes. I need that signed settlement from them to release their funds. I'm going to need that. I don't need it for what's being paid this week, but I will for next week. So. There was one other issue that me and Kelly talked about yesterday, which is she said there's been prior notices to employees that have made partial payments, just to make sure that they know they do not need to do that anymore, and that they can tell their providers if there's a balance owed, they're going to have it by next week, and that I think there's been situations where the providers have tried to collect amounts that they're not owed. So I want to have it set up that if that happens, the employee contacts Kelly, and then Kelly lets me know. And then if she has the sign off, and she can show it to that provider, and she can resolve it. But I'm happy to get involved and call and explain, what the settlement means, the effect of it. You can't balance with the patient. It's obvious if you read the sign offs. But I expect that there'll be some of that lingering for a little while after this is all done.
Did we get a time sequence out of that when you would have it complete? Did you say Friday or a week from Friday?
The committee's wanting to know, again, for you to state how much longer you think until all of the claims are paid. Did you say the end of next week?
I think it'll be the end of next week. There's an exception to that. For example, if a provider is saying, we agree to accept this amount, and I don't have the sign up yet. It would just be waiting for the sign off. But in that scenario, the providers agree to it, and so there should not be any problems with the employees. And it would just be waiting for
So,
off.
just to shorten it, it's your best guess that, that we may have this thing finished, um, a week from this Friday. Is that a fair assumption?
I think
I think
it's, very likely
very
that that
likely
will
that
happen.
that will
And
happen.
I just, I think I am not saying that more because there's things that might come up that would be a
Sure. Yeah.
exception to that. But another example would be if some payments have been made and we're talking to that provider to iron that out, so they agree, so the amount that they're owed, they acknowledge it, and then we send them that, that they, if we're
Address that later.
in agreement on that, I can see that going beyond that next week, but I think there'll be, very limited exceptions to what won't be resolved by the next week.
Okay. Justice Mangat, did you have something that you were wanting to?
I was just looking at the claims list, right? I mean, I've been looking over it since you sent it, but I do see that there's a lot of unclaimed. There's more unclaimed than what's been processed so far and the length that's been taken. So we just want to make sure that when you're saying these all are going to be paid by next Friday, how sure are you of that?
Just the exceptions I brought up. I'm not sure that every single claim will be paid by next Friday. I'm sure that the exceptions to that are going to be where, the two examples that I provided. And to give you an example, I think it was, I don't remember the name. There was a provider that some claims have been paid, and there are a lot more owed. And Kathy is talking to them to try and confirm the amount, that the balance that would be owed. Because if there's been some payments made, we just turn it over to TPA to pay it, and they're gonna pay without any credit for what's already been paid. So that there's just a few examples like that. So will I be able to say to you a week from Friday, every single claim has been paid? Probably not, because I'll still be working out a couple of these, I'll say a handful of these situations.
So as the claims are getting paid, are you going to be sending us an updated list of what's being paid?
This is what I need you to, I guess, work with me on, because if I ask the manager of the processing department at performance every time there's a new round paid to give me an updated list, she'd probably shoot me because of, and remember, I'm doing this for 7 other groups. And this is all outside the ordinary course and flow of the way this works. So I just want to, I would prefer to limit it to, ideally, like a list, like the one I sent, will have color coding. That'll all be, and then I think the ones that were not payable, I need to create a spreadsheet with Kathy to give to the TPA that has a breakdown of the ones that were resolved and per claim, per amount, so that she can enter them in her system. So when I create that to send to the TPA, I can send that spreadsheet to Mississippi County. And I don't have the technical know-how with the spreadsheets to use myself. I rely on other people, including Kathy. So I don't want to make a firm commitment when I'll get that list, because I'm talking about expenses of time.
I thought we'd get that. Mr. Nichol is saying that, a week from this Friday, he expects it to be close, if not finished. Do we want to, look at having a meeting in 2 weeks, and that would give him all the way until the next Wednesday? Mr. Nichol, can you do that? Can we meet again this time next week?
2 weeks.
I mean, excuse me, week after next, I'm sorry, that'll give you, 2 weeks, if we meet this time, week after you know, this coming Wednesday,
13th.
the 13th.
Can I meet on the 13th?
Yes, the 13th at 1:30. Are you able to meet with us then the same way as we're doing now?
Just pull out my calendar.
All right.
Yes, the 13th, anytime in the afternoon is good for me.
1:30, same time.
Yeah.
1:30, same time. And that will be either everything's done and whatever I have as far as an updated spreadsheet, I'll send it to Kelly before that. And if there's anything going on that, like where there's an exception not paid, I mean, I should just reach out to Kelly and she can relay what the issue is
That'd be great.
before okay.
Any other thing from anybody else got anything, questions or comments?
Dave, this is Peggy.
Yeah.
You did mention yesterday that you were going to send a spreadsheet for the doctor's health group that has already been paid. We didn't get that spreadsheet yesterday. Do you know about that?
I think I was referring to the spreadsheet, like the claims list that are attached to the settlements.
Just attached to what now? I'm sorry.
That's what I meant. And I sent two. It's either, I mean, there's no, the spreadsheet that I sent yesterday, there's nothing more updated than that. The what I was asked for was the spreadsheets that go with the claims that have been settled and paid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either if it's one claim, it'll just be the sign off, and I believe I sent one of those, or it'll be the sign off with the attached list of the amounts paid, and then Kelly calculated the percentage per claim and plugged that in. She's apparently more tech savvy than me. So that there are a couple more of those that I have to get from Kathy, who I work with, to forward.
Okay, so on the doctor's health group, you may have done the percentage, but once before when we got the percentage, we never could get it to come out, right. So I think maybe she was going to get back with you on the doctor's health group because you did have that one all in yellow, and we really needed it broken down by each individual claim, as to how much was paid on each individual claim, like, the rest of them.
Yes, right.
So.
Right, and there's apparently a front, if you take the total and then add up the column of payable, it'll then give you the percentage, and then it'll plug right in per claim, because the providers aren't asking, they'll just say like the one was like 2,600 for Wagner for all the claims. And then that's the one where Kelly plugged in to break it down to like 51.7% or something. And then
the Wagner was broken down.
What's that?
The Wagner spreadsheet was broken down. The numbers were plugged in.
Yeah, Kelly did that. Yeah, Kelly did that. I don't know how to do that.
I don't think Kelly. I don't think Kelly did that. It was the numbers were there when we got it. I mean, the numbers were there.
Yeah, unless I'm like losing my mind. I swear I sent it without it, and she sent it back, which is definitely possible. I know I didn't do it because I don't have the ability. Kathy, who I work with, does. And I mean, this is what I think I'm the game plan, the big picture is to get the list so you guys understand what's going on with all the different claims. And all the ones that are paid, the payable amount are on that list, so we know that. And so then the yellow ones and the green, which will become yellow, you need those numbers by claim included on a spreadsheet. So I'm creating a new column on the spreadsheet to do what we're talking about right now. I have to do that for Annette, who's the one that's handling this at the TPA. And what I'm saying is, when I do that for her, I will send you a copy. But Annette's saying right now I'm dealing with processing and paying, whatever, 800 claims or something. Like, let's do this first and then get me the next spreadsheet with the settlements and the numbers next to them. So my plan is to go sit down with Kathy at MedSafe and have her help create the spreadsheet with all the numbers next to them, and then you would get a copy of that. But if I couldn't do that like without her, like I would go through and like do it by hand. That's why I did one that way.
You satisfied? All right. Is
So
there any other
I'm
questions?
hoping that. Sorry.
No, I was just asking, if anybody in the committee had any other questions. Mr. Nichol, have you got any other comment before we dismiss the meeting?
No, sir.
All right, well, we've got a meeting on the calendar then for the 13th, which is 2 weeks from today at 1:30. Same format via Zoom.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you for being here. We'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay. Good day.
Y'all, for now.
Now, this is still going, but the Zoom's going.
He's on. I want to bring up something to you that I've done to let you know. Had a man came with me today that the judge introduced to that knows about billing. It turns out, if this works out, we don't need them, but they are available to us to oversee what billing and collection processes. We spent 30 years in the business, and they did not want to see. They just wanted to know us to know that they were available if we needed them. Now, last night, I decided to get us some help. And I called, the governor's office has a man whose name is John Eddy, E-D-D-Y, who is in charge of insurance. John Eddy, E-D-D-Y. He's the insurance department head for the governor. I talked to him about what we've been through, and before I could tell him that it was performance health, he told me who we would do. His wife happens to be the first line secretary to the Attorney General, and she's very interested in this. The only reason I bring that up, we're about to get out of this to protect anybody else in this state from having food inspection. And come to find out, they've been in trouble in Mississippi before this. So the judge has prepared an email that kind of summarizes what we've been through. And we're going to send that to Mr. Eddy, who's going to hand carry it to the Attorney General's office and see what we can do to protect people from this very same situation. And then I find out that if indeed we would ever want to self-insure again, we pay $100 fee, and the governor's office will be our third party. Look over our shoulder. And they've been very receptive, they've been very friendly and trying to help out, and everybody in this room, including me, has got to depend on somebody else at some point for insurance coverage, claims, etc. And I think that once this is settled, and I'd like to know one thing, was Stevens in on the original contract with Performance Health?
Peggy, was Stevens, did they promote this to us? You know, that's when Ken was still here, but wasn't here. And Terry Bransfield was the judge. Now, I can't remember exactly, because I wasn't on the committee then, and I can't remember exactly who presented, Performance Health to us, if it was Stevens or somebody else.
It was not Stevens.
It was not
It was a
Stevens?
group out of Mississippi.
Okay.
There was two or three, there was a couple of guys and a lady or two, and then
That's
they
right.
had
One
again.
guy's
and
name
it was
Leslie.
owned company.
That right?
Yeah.
One guy named Leslie, he's the one that sold the company.
Yeah.
And then these people went in competition
That's right.
with him.
But the original Stevens was not, best to my knowledge, Stevens was not involved in anything
Well,
with performance.
Only reason I say that is because I think anybody associated with this thing that was sold to us needs to be eliminated from doing business. So if nobody had anything else, let's wait until 2 weeks from today to see if this is cleared up. Then when we meet, we'll talk about what do we do next year and be prepared. And, again, I like the only thing, I'd like to hire somebody that's our independent insurance agent that we know to look after us and help guide us. This is, we're not, of course, we're not the only person this happened to. There's 8 counties in this state involved with these people. And probably, Judge, if we could not only send that email to Mr. Eddie, might contact the other judges and get them to do the same thing. But if there's 8 of us go after them, that's better than 1 of us going after them. And I've already told them there's 8 counties involved. And to me, it's an opportunity for us to help protect one another.
The reason this, Doc, the reason that we looked at that, I think, Blue Cross was advocating, through Stevens was advocating a 12% increase. And so, you know, of course, trying to look at it to save money, and these other people, I don't know how they made contact, they were going around to other counties.
Well, of course, what we have to realize, insurance companies are investment companies. And they're gonna charge you and I or whoever a premium. And then that premium's gonna be built in some profit. And if our costs exceed the money that's been put up, then you're gonna get a premium increase. We don't want to default, but we're sure gonna get a premium increase.
So we had, if I remember correctly, we had 2 years, maybe 3 in a row, where our loss exceeded $2 million. And that's the reason we were getting those substantial increases. And when the 12% came up, and then these people showed up, then.
Well, again, we're back to, and we're all pushed into premium buying. And in the insurance business, you can't do that. You've got to look at what you're getting for your dollar. Because to me, a fixed cost on the front end beats what we've gone through now. And,
Our employees.
and you can touch me anytime, I'm stirring the pot. I'm stirring the pot because these people take advantage of people like us. And, anybody has any thoughts, let me know. If anybody is opposed to me doing that, because I'm gonna represent this committee in the court, and let me know. But right now, I'm putting my foot on the pedal and let's see what we can do about it.
Darling, I can do that for you.
Anything else that comes up, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll have to apologize to Mr. Nichol. I just asked Kelly. I didn't realize, he sent us a spreadsheet yesterday afternoon for, Tommy, for Wagner Medical Clinic. And he did give her a percentage, and I didn't know that she did use that percentage on the Wagner Medical Clinic. She just gave me the spreadsheet. I didn't know that she did use the percentage, but she did. I didn't think we did that after that first mess we had with the percentage, because we couldn't get it to come out right using the percentage. But on the Wagner Medical Clinic, she did use the percentage you got her yesterday.
So are your percentages accurate on the rest of the pay?
On that one yesterday, that's the only one we used a percentage on, was the Wagner Medical Clinic.
So you don't have that on the other one?
No.
do you think we need that information?
Well, I don't know, I mean, like on that, doctor's health group, I don't know if he is, I didn't ask her if he's, you know, if he's saying that we should use a percentage on that one or not. I don't know if he told her that, because that's a large one, and, you know.
I'll get with you sometime, next week, then we'll decide what other information that we're gonna need now that it appears, at least according to Mr. Nichol, that we're close to the end. And we'll start gathering up that information as we go, so that when we get through, we'll have everything.
Percentage consistency. I got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Second, yeah.
When we told him last time we didn't want to use a percentage, he immediately turned around and said the spreadsheet like we wanted.
So are we adjourned?
Yes.
They will be.